Welcome to Decades of Horror, the 1980s.
By the pricking of my thumb, something wicked this way comes.
This is episode 297, recorded October 30th, 2025.
Gruesome Magazine.
I've never had my thumbs pricked. Have you, Jeff?
Yeah, for diabetes testing or blood sugar? Never? Oh, thumbs. Actually, technically, you're right. Not my thumb.
No.
Well,
You're right.
Except by accident.
This could be going in a whole totally different direction, and I'm not aware of it yet.
Well, I'm thinking, do their thumbs, do they tingle or something that, he gets a message in it by the pricking?
I thought the pricking of the thumbs was like with the witch finder stuff, where they would stab you with needles to see if you were a witch.
Oh, well. Could be.
I was thinking it was more metaphorical, like you get like a prickly sensation, not actually pricking, but I don't know.
That's what I was thinking too.
Well, get ready for a long comment from a viewer.
Yeah. I already know who it will be.
Dear idiots.
This is.
Let's cut this whole intro and go back again.
Yeah, so my name is Jeff Mohr, and this podcast is about horror films released between 1980 and 1989. Each episode, my co-hosts Bill Mulligan, Crystal Cleveland, and Chad Hunt and I will tackle another classic, or not so classic, film from this radical, gory, and influential and gruesome decade. Joining me tonight is Crystal Cleveland, actress and YouTuber. How you doing, Crystal?
I'm great. I'm great. It's getting cold around here, so this is super nice. Feels good outside. I love it.
It's getting colder here. It's I don't know, it gets down to about 40 at night.
Break out the sweater.
See, I would think it would be colder there because it's 52 here. So it's
we did have a freeze. We had one freeze warning. They give you freeze warnings. I guess you're supposed to go out and cover your flowers or something.
Yeah, put booties on your dogs.
Well, excellent. Glad you're here, Crystal. Also joining us is Chad Hunt, co-host of Decades of Horror, the All of Them, writer, director, and key grip at Wreak Havoc film production. I lost my place. I'm just making stuff up. Okay. How you doing, Chad?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
All right. And last but not least is Bill Mulligan, writer, director, special effects guru, co-host of Decades of Horror, the All of Them, and a published writer. Rom and the story and Vampire Hunters. Pick a book. Pick a book. With another one coming up, I think. Did you sell it?
Yeah, there's an anthology, cryptid anthology coming out.
Ooh.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah. And it is getting a little nippy out there.
Okay. Well, Decades of Horror partners with Play Now Media, a streaming a streaming company. They have lots of subgenre channels, and in particular, Decades of Horror, the 1980s, is on the Wicked Horror TV channel. And we have a promo code you can use for that if you'd like to subscribe. For the promo code is DOH80, DOH all caps 80, and you would get 20% off your first payment. So if you sign up for a monthly plan, which is $7.99 a month, you get $1.60 off. If you sign up for the annual plan, it's $60 for a year, and you'd get $12 off. So it'd be $48 for a year, which I think is a heck of a deal. And while you're at it, you can kind of browse some of their other channels. They got an incredible list of channels that you could go by. Classic horror, classic sci-fi, retro horror, 70s, 80s, and 90s, cryptid channel, Bigfoot channel, professional wrestling channel. I could go on and on. Grindhouse, zombies, POV, found footage. All right, I'll stop there. But they've got a ton of them. In order to get that discount, you have to sign up on their website. Just go to just search Play Now Media and go there, and then in the menu on the right, pick apps, I believe, and it will list all of them, and then you can pick Wicked Horror TV if you want to sign up for that. And if you don't want to pay money, you can just go there and watch stuff, just like on Tubi. And if you register, then you'll be able to save stuff and it will remember where you've been. And then, but in the same time, you'll have ads and you'll miss some of the premium content. So, all righty. By the way, we're not premium content, but we go long enough without ads. So you don't want to wait through the ads for us. Okay, on this podcast, we start by giving some basic details of the film we are covering, followed by each of our first impressions of the movie. And then we'll kind of move into a general discussion. Well, we also do some taglines and look at the posters or promos or whatever on how they marketed this. And then just discuss the movie in general, whatever interests us. And we are a spoiler podcast, so if you don't want to know how this ends, you should go watch the movie first. Right now, it's playing on Disney Plus. But just a warning.
Catch it while you can, because this one tends to slip away a lot.
Yeah, I'll have something to say about that later. But okay, our topic is Something Wicked This Way Comes. Directed by Jack Clayton, written by Ray Bradbury. He wrote the screenplay, but it's from his 1962 novel. The cast includes Jason Robards, Jonathan Pryce, Vidal Peterson, Sean Carson, Pam Grier, Diane Ladd, Royal Dano. The production company is Walt Disney Productions and Bryna Productions, or Bryna Productions. Filming locations in California at Walt Disney's Golden Ranch in Newhall, California, and Walt Disney Studios in Burbank, and in Vermont for a few location shots in Morrisville and Waterville. It was filmed from September 28th, 1981 to March 1st, 1983. Did they spend a year and a half filming? No, they did not. They spent about 3 months filming. And then right before the release date, they decided this ain't working. We got to go reshoot some stuff. So that's why it took so long.
Yeah.
Release date, April 29th, 1983 in the US. The budget, $19 million. Which is actually went up $4 million because of the reshoots and extra special effects and stuff that they did. Domestic box office, $8.4 million.
Yikes.
Not a good return on investment. The synopsis: in a small American town, a diabolical circus and its demonic proprietor prey on the townsfolk. Dark's Pandemonium Carnival arrives in Greentown. Okie dokie. And that is Mr. Dark.
Yep.
With the images of the two local boys, Jim Nightshade and Will Holloway, who he is after. And a Ferris wheel and some circus tents, etc. All right. Well, this one is, whose pick is this? Chad's pick?
Mm-hmm.
Yay! Chad picked this. So, Chad, what are your first impressions? And, when did you first see this? All that stuff?
This is the first time I think I've ever seen the whole thing all at one time. I mean, I've seen bits and pieces of it growing up, and I think I even had the VHS tape maybe at one time, if I'm thinking correctly. But it's one I was glad to be able to sit down and watch the whole thing for the first time. So it's because this is a really good movie and a favorite of mine, and it's for its time. I guess Disney was trying to go into some darker material, some horror type material, or more adult themed. And so one of them came up with this. And Jonathan Pryce, I love him in this. I love the Royal Dano as the electro. What was his name?
Lightning Rod.
Lightning Rod man. Yeah.
Tom Fury. Yeah.
Yeah. But so he was good in it. I like when he turns up in movies. He had a little resurgence there in the late 80s or something and he was appearing in a lot, but yeah, this is the Ray Bradbury story, and from the I can't even talk tonight. Ray Bradbury book, so it was kind of shocking seeing it as a Disney movie, but I guess they did really good with it. They kept the family side of things, where it was still, talking about family, and then the more horror side was scary. I mean, you didn't know what he was hunting the kids for or anything like that. So yeah, all around great movie. One of my favorites. Love it still.
Okay, excellent. Well, let's hear from Crystal next. Crystal,
Yay.
had you seen this before, and what are your impressions?
Yeah, I saw this when I was a kid. I don't completely remember. Like, I remember that I liked it as a kid. I feel like I thought it was scarier maybe as a kid. I mean, I think it's way sadder now that I watch it. This movie's sad. This movie has a lot of interesting themes that I did not pick up on when I was younger. And I haven't seen this in years. I really honestly don't think I have seen this movie. I mean, in a hot minute. Like, it's been years for sure. So
Well, hadn't been
feel
available
like,
really.
yeah, and I think that's probably why. But I did not pick up on the sad themes of like these people and their fear of death and fear of aging and death. And I mean, it is like that's all this movie is about. And I'm like, what a freaking depressing movie. I mean, honestly, it's like it's actually a little bit in your face there. And then the whole thing about loss and then the dad is just gone. I mean, this movie is just a depression trip. I love this movie. I think it's very well made. I love Jason Robards. I think he's amazing. I think all of the actors are phenomenal. I think the idea of the carousel going forward and backward is brilliant. I mean, I love so much of the movie, but I feel like it's way more depressing than I ever remember. And like looking at it now, I'm like, yeah, that dude is too old to have a younger boy. And I had old parents. My parents were very old when they had me, and everyone else's parents were so young. And so it was a completely different thing. Like, I remember, in high school, one of my friends said that his mom was like 38 or something. And I was like, what? 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 I mean, my parents were always old to me. They were never, ever young. And
Yeah.
so there's a lot of things that come up with that. There's a lot of issues with that. And I mean, you get to see a little bit of it here. It's kind of sad, but I do like that, that it has a happy ending and that everyone, decides to enjoy their life since at least they have life. Um, but I do like the idea of like a traveling carnival. Those are always fun stories for me. It's probably one of my favorite types because I think there's so much that you could do with that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I still really like it. I just find it very depressing now and sad that no one's just doesn't seem like anyone is satisfied or happy. And that's sad.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I guess you just have to like my biggest thing is I'm always like, look, just try to be satisfied with what you have and be happy with what you have, or do whatever you can to change it. Because living like that is ugh, oof, it's depressing. Yeah.
All righty. It definitely has a dark side.
Yeah.
Mr. Bill Mulligan, what say you?
I'm going to be the skunk in the garden party here. I'm not particularly crazy about this movie, and I take no joy in that whatsoever because I desperately wanted to love it. And maybe that's part of the problem because I love Ray Bradbury. When I was making these slides, I had to make at least a couple just about Ray Bradbury. He's one of the most influential writers in my life because my parents had a rule. They had a whole wall of books of all kinds, everything you could possibly imagine. And they never once told me I wasn't allowed to read any of them. There were a few in there they probably should have told me not to read them. But as a consequence, I read some really good books when I was just starting to read. And the one that really, really influenced me was The Illustrated Man. the collection of Ray Bradbury short stories. And the problem, and this is a few books were like this. Once you read Ray Bradbury, you're like, wow, short science fiction short stories are the best. And then you go out and you buy a bunch of books, and then you realize, oh no, actually Ray Bradbury is the best. Most of this stuff is dreck. And you should probably start a kid out with, good, entertaining, but not classic stuff. Because if you start out with the classics, where do you go from there? You can't build up to anything better. So I've always loved Ray Bradbury. I love his style. I love his poetry. I'm not very poetic myself, but I love his way of writing. He seemed like a really cool guy.
Mm-hmm.
So of course I wanted this movie to succeed. Although even the story, the book that it's based on, I prefer his shorts. Again, because that's probably what I was first exposed to. And watching this movie, I just feel like maybe they had it and they lost it. This is a troubled production. They did a bunch of reshoots. Ray Bradbury and the director started butting heads, even though, I think Bradbury had chosen him. So there just seems a lot of trouble. The casting to me is a little problematic. Crystal mentioned Jason Robards is a great actor. He seems too old for the role, but I can see that working. Some dads are old. The kids, and it's tough with kid actors, but the kids didn't really grab me. The villains are awesome. It's one of those problems where evil is perfectly cast and all that, but the kids, I feel like for this movie to really succeed, you have to have kids that you really care about. And I really did. I was like, let's bring Jonathan Pryce back in here. The one sequence that I think is absolutely masterful, the confrontation between Pryce and Robards, when he's snatching pages out of the book.
Oh yeah.
Boy, did that grab me. That was, if more of the movie had been like that, had that the power of that scene, this would be a classic. But as it is, it just feels incomplete. It just didn't work for me. And I'm glad people like it. I'm glad people love it, but I can see why it didn't do particularly well. Disney was trying to do, as Chad said, trying to be adult, and I think that was tough for them. When you look at some of the movies that they made where they're trying to break out of the Disney formula, it just doesn't seem to come natural to them. Return to Oz, The Black Cauldron, all of these things. I mean, they were swimming against the current. Everyone has an idea of what a Disney movie is, and to their credit, they were trying to break free, and it just wasn't easy for them. Now, of course, they can do whatever they want. Disney owns everything, so a lot of the stuff they do. But at the time, this was a hard sell. And I can see where I can't imagine any scenario where this, even if it had been a great movie, where it would have made money. People see the Disney, it's a Disney movie. Then they hear, it's kind of a dark, somewhat depressing adult film that the kids would be bored silly by. And grown-ups, they still have it in their head. It's a Disney movie. It's neither fish nor fowl. That's a tough sell. But it's too bad because there's a lot of other Ray Bradbury stuff I would have liked to have seen adapted. Although he seems like a hard person to adapt. Because I'll tell you, one of the greatest stories ever written is A Sound of Thunder. And one of the worst movies ever made is also A Sound of Thunder.
Oh.
Yeah. Impressive. But I'm glad you guys liked it. It's definitely got some great quality to it. I just wish it had been the Ray Bradbury movie that would have made everyone else run out and buy every book he ever wrote.
All right. Thanks, Bill. I guess I'll be the against the skunk in the garden. So it's hard to say what I'm going to say. I think it was a quote Bradbury had, which is something like, it's not a great movie, but it's a pretty decent one. And that's the way I'm going to say it. I mean, what I kind of don't understand is Bradbury is so visual that without too much thought, I would think he was perfect for movies. However, the magic of his writing and the lyricism and his phrasing and things is you just can't. How do you put that on the screen? It's hard. Now, when I went to this movie in the theater, and
cool.
was somewhat disappointed because but now when I watched it this time, I really, really enjoyed it. And what I enjoyed about it is what I loved about Bradbury in that story and in Dandelion Wine and in his stories about being a kid is the opening of the movie to me just felt so much like fall as a kid. It just took me back there so big. I mean, so bigly. So yeah, that's what I loved about it. I feel like the kids were a little bit flat, and I was watching while they were doing it, and it didn't feel like the dialogue they had to say didn't seem natural or didn't
Maybe that's what it was. Yeah.
Right to me. But the kids, I think they're okay. I think they get the job done. And what's interesting is you feel like it's about these two kids, but it's really about Jason Robarbs, right? And Mr. Dark or Jonathan Pryce, and then all the people in town. What's happening to them? I forget what anyway. So I enjoy it. Does it have some failings? Sure, it has some failings. And when you read about the production, it's just like sometimes I'm getting tired of talking about movies, and then when we do research on them, I find out that the people after it was all done shooting went and changed the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like Poltergeist
Hollywood.
got all cut up and shuffled around, all the scenes. And in this one, a lot of stuff happened at the last minute. I mean, there was a Twilight Zone magazine that described the opening scene that had a bunch of special effects, and I think it was like
groundbreaking special effects.
Groundbreaking CGI kind of stuff, wasn't it? Or computerized,
way ahead of
it.
At
the last second, they cut it. It was so much at the last second that Twilight Zone still printed it out at the same time as the as the premiere, as still having that scene in it. So there's a couple scenes like that. So it kind of, I don't know. And what happened was they did it, and the people at Disney decided they didn't look good enough. They didn't look real enough or something. I don't know.
Which
interesting.
But I'm like you guys. I love Royal Dano. I love Jason Robarbs. I think is absolutely fantastic in this. Jonathan Pryce is really good. And he probably got the part because he was
cheap.
New enough to be cheap. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because I think they were going from some other guys.
Yeah, they were looking at like Peter O'Toole and Christopher Lee.
Yeah.
And,
wow.
So anyway, it was Bradbury's pick for the director because he had worked on it with other films, but he had somebody else do a rewrite and didn't tell Bradbury. Yeah.
Sweet.
So
how to make friends and
I'm sure he was getting a lot of pressure on him from the suits at Disney.
Yeah.
So anyway, I like this a lot. Does it have some shortfalls? Yes. And we've been wanting to do this for a long time. This is one of those movies we've been keeping an eye out for it on the streaming services. And finally it dropped on Disney. And we actually found out we all had Disney. Oh my God. So anyway, so we jumped on it before they take it off again. And you can't find if you try to find a Blu-ray, it's like hundreds of dollars,
Yeah.
It's just, I don't understand. Why isn't?
Yeah. It makes no sense.
And maybe they just wouldn't make enough money out of it anymore. I don't know how that works.
Honestly, anyway, I don't remember this movie being marketed when it came out. I don't know if they just abandoned it when they realized it just wasn't going to hit or what. But
as a matter of fact, I think it was this one. Did that happen that soon? I thought that was later. That De Laurentiis, shortly after the release, went bankrupt or shut its doors, and they quit backing it. Oh no, I'm thinking of something else.
Yeah,
I knew I was thinking of a different movie. Never mind. Jesus. I have to explain. I just read a thing today. John Hancock, who did Let's Scare Jessica to Death.
Oh yeah.
And just had a film festival in Michigan of all his films. He directed the movie Weeds, and he and his wife wrote it, the script, and Nick Nolte starred in it, and that's what happened with that one. The film company, the production company, went out of business shortly after the release, and they just didn't push it. And then it's like disappeared. And he went looking for it and finally found original copies, and it's finally going to come out on Blu-ray.
Good for him.
There's never even been a DVD of it.
Oh wow.
So anyway, yeah, and it was a fairly. I don't think it made money, but I think it was highly thought of by the critics. If I remember right. Okay, back to Something Wicked This Way Comes. Yeah, so I mean, it didn't make 15. God, I mean, we'll talk about this as this goes. So let's do. Let's switch to Chad's favorite part. It's now time for
everyone's favorite part.
Taglines with Chad.
Okay, taglines for Something Wicked This Way Comes are as follows. After he fulfills your deepest lifelong dream, he'll tell you the price you have to pay. Isn't that usually how that works?
And
that sort of transaction?
Yeah, prices vary too, don't they?
That's right.
Yeah.
Leave a tip.
Don't whisper your dreams. Someone may be listening.
Oh, okay.
But if you yell them, they'll cover their ears and they won't hear you.
Yeah,
it's a fortune
that's
cookie.
Unfortunate.
Something frightening, something strange, and something different.
Something wicked this way.
Okay.
Oh, that was
I'm like
Something Wicked This Way. All right.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Ray Bradbury's classic tale of a shadowy dreams come true.
Oh, that's smart. I was thinking about that last one. Never say something like, "Oh, this is a really different movie." It's like, "Ooh," because that's like what you say when something's bad.
Yeah,
someone
you're trying to be not rude.
Somebody prepares a meal and they spend a lot of time on it, but it tastes awful, and you're like, "Well, that's really different."
That's not good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to never eat this again to make sure I like it.
I'm going to try something even more different, something that tastes good.
You got one?
Yeah, I got one to go. Okay. What would you give a man who could make your deepest dreams come true?
Ooh.
Wow. I
Hmm.
don't know. Will you be quiet?
Everybody got real quiet.
Yeah.
I got a really bad
Well,
vibe.
yeah, I think that's thoughtful. Yeah.
Would you take a
that's
cat,
thoughtful.
Mr. Dark?
No.
How dare you?
How
You dare.
quiet her down.
Owner of cats. And that's been Taglines with Chad.
Chad's our hero, cool and rad. With him reading taglines, they can't be that bad.
Yay. Chad.
Who's your hootie? Okay. All right. Well, this is the poster.
I love it.
That's a
That's
great
neat.
poster.
I do too.
Mhm.
It's a great poster.
And I love I really love the font
Yeah.
of like that.
Mhm.
That font is like, that speaks to me. It seems very,
Yeah, we have this weird, it's, I guess it's a watercolor.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't see very many posters that look like this. And after they
Him
lose
holding
their shirt,
his hands out and the carnival is between his hands and the boys are running for the carnival. There's lightning shooting down.
Well, the whole thing works. The painting, the way the watercolor, the paint, and the lettering, like Crystal said, just it looks like an old parchment or an old circus poster or something like that. It just looks amazing.
And they must have thought this was really good because there's not that many different things out there. I mean, there's
they had gold here. It tells you it's a period piece. It gives a sense of the darkness of it. I'm
going to throw these out too, and I'm going to butcher the pronunciation. But some of the foreign titles. This is another one of those. Something Wicked This Way Comes in France. La Foi des Ténèbres. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but the Dark Fair. In Germany, Das Böse kommt auf leisen Sohlen. Evil comes on silent feet. Okay. Or in a train chugging and a band playing loudly. And qualcosa di sinistro sta per accadere. Something sinister is about to happen. That's kind of like something wicked this way comes.
Okay. Yeah.
Sinister is about to happen. And El Carnaval de las Tinieblas, the Carnival of Darkness.
See, this all kind of surprises me because it's a quote from Shakespeare.
I know.
And Shakespeare is popular in every language, so I'm a little surprised they didn't just use the direct quote. But for all I know, what you just read are the translations.
Yeah, the last couple could have been the translations of Shakespeare, I guess. But well, he also had the Black Ferris was a story, and I think he did I'll have to look this up because I'm going to say one of those things I'm not sure of, but I think his first short story collection was called Dark Carnival with Arkham House.
That sounds interesting.
And Black Ferris was kind of the pivotal story in there. All righty. But we also have some kind of cool.
These were cool. I couldn't get them all, but there was some interesting promo art. I mean, this was a prestige production. They went all out. They put, 19 million, 18 million, whatever it was. That's good money for back then. And they captured the vibe and everything. It's just, I don't know. The really pieces didn't all come together, but that's a cool one.
Dark Carnival was a anthology published in 1947.
Wow.
And Arkham House, which was started to do hardcover reprints of H.P. Lovecraft, and then started branching out.
It's easy to forget how long Ray Bradbury was doing this because he lived to a fine, ripe old age. But yeah, he's been around for a long time.
Well, and apparently this is, let's get more of this. We'll get into Ray Bradbury. All right. And there's another one.
That's nice too.
I love that.
That
would go right on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Haunting the city, holding he got a scepter or cane or something.
Mm-hmm.
Another watercolor. So I don't know.
It almost looks airbrushed too, like the lightning part. Like.
Oh, yeah. Look at this one again just a little bit. He's got Mr. Dark riding a carousel horse.
Scary carousel horse.
And that's crazy too.
That's neat. It doesn't.
I'm not sure anybody would see that.
The other one, it doesn't make as much, sense in a regard.
Okay, so Ray Bradbury.
Yeah.
I was going to bring my copy down, but I didn't. I don't remember which paperback cover I have, but
just great stuff. A magnificent writer, beautiful imagery. Like you say, it's hard. It's probably hard to capture that quality in a film. But the stories are good too. Especially the short stories, a lot of them just really, they did Ray Bradbury Theater, which is an opportunity to see a lot of these stories. It was a low budget affair, so they didn't get the attention they deserve, the budget they deserve, but at least the stories were able to get out there. And there's a bunch that I really, really enjoy. So if you haven't read Ray Bradbury, pick up you'll probably be forced to read like Fahrenheit 451. In high school. That's a good one. Always timely, sad to say. But there's others too that are just.
He had a lot of collections. I remember they had broken them up into a bunch of different. There was R is for rocket, S is for space was another one. One of my favorites is Dandelion Wine. I know I brought this up before, but it's I forget what they call it. They have a name for it, and there was 3 books in what they were calling the Greentown trilogy, which I never heard of before. Dandelion Wine is the first one, which is a bunch of stories put together to kind of be loosely connected. It's not really a novel, and then Something Wicked This Way Comes, which is a novel. And then what was the other one? Summer Farewell.
And most of his stuff was so nostalgic and sweet, just like himself. But occasionally he could get dark. And I think there's a story called The October Game that has been in.
Oh, the October Country is the October Country, I think.
Oh, well,
It's a great collection.
Oh yeah, but this was one. It's a story about. I don't want to give it away, but it was always in all the Alfred Hitchcock Presents. And in fact, I think it may have been an Alfred Hitchcock Present episode too. And then there's one Jerry recommended that I mentioned, and I would loved it, but I forget the title. And if I go searching for it now, I'll freeze up again. But it's a kind of a zombie story and dystopian zombie story, and it's really good, and it's dark, and it's not funny, and man, he could do some good stuff. He was quite a guy. I got a picture coming up that will make you love him even more.
So there's one called The Small Assassin that was in the October Country collection, which reprinted 27 stories out of his Dark Carnival collection and adds 4 more. So it was sort of like the paperback release of Dark Carnival. But I would swear, you said it was the October Game.
That's what I thought it was, but I may be completely wrong.
Small Assassin is a famous one about a baby. Is The Small Assassin. The Jar is another famous one that's been put into a lot of anthology series.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was Hitchcock or Thriller did a version of that.
Yes, it's called The October Game, and it's about you know how like when you just in time for Halloween, you have those Halloween games where you turn the lights off and people pass around stuff, putting their hands in, and it's like, oh, it's the witch's eyes, but it's just a bunch of olives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, only it kind of takes a dark turn. It's good.
All right, and then there was a TV show. Well, I guess you got films on here. Let's look at movies, see if they're on there. But did we cover all of these? Yeah, Dandelion Wine.
So
and the thing about Dandelion Wine was there was a story, or maybe there's multiple stories. I said this last time, but I think I need to look at it again. But the story that I really remember was these kids used to all go down to this one house that was sort of a Victorian house with a turret, and they would go up to the top of the turret and sit with this old man that lived there that never left his house. And he would tell them stories. And they always just told their parents, we're going to the time machine. We're going to go visit the time. We're going to go do some time travel. And then the parents couldn't figure it out. They were going, and this old guy was telling them stories about his life and the way things were, which really captured me. All right, well, let's take a look at some of these movies. Not all of them good.
Not all of them good, but look at the top picture there. That's Ray Bradbury with Forrest J. Ackerman and Ray Harryhausen. They were best buds from when they were like kids.
Yeah. Well, and they worked on The Beast from 20,000 The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms together, right?
Yeah, the story is The Foghorn. Now, it says they could have made The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms and not paid Ray Bradbury a nickel. But actually, it was a selling point. That was that story was in like the Saturday Evening Post. It was a major story in a major publication. So, it's like, hey, yeah, I know it looks like just a movie about dinosaurs and stuff, but it's, from a famous story in the Saturday Evening Post. But Illustrated Man, not what it could have been, but there's parts of it I still love. Fahrenheit 451, Truffaut's, that's a masterpiece. Even though they made a lot of changes in the original story, I like what they did with it.
I need to watch that again because I didn't care for it, and I think it was Oscar Werner was the one that I didn't care for.
I mean, it's very French. It's got that French new wave sort of thing. And he worked on Moby Dick. He did the screenplay for Moby Dick, which I think is great. Because I think that really fits. They needed someone who could be literary, who could take this unfilmable book, and he put a lot of good stuff in there. It's not all Melville. There's a lot of Bradbury that slipped in there too. The dialogue is awesome. The cast is beyond belief, and the whale kind of looks like a blimp in the water, but you can't have everything. I mean, it's fine. It's the best version we're ever going to get of Moby Dick.
It's a big old white whale.
And then apparently working with John Huston was a nightmare. I mean, I can't imagine two people more different than Ray Bradbury, who I think would give you the shirt off his back, and John Huston, who would probably beat you bloody and take your shirt. It didn't seem like that should have worked at all. And there's a few short stories that he has where I kind of feel like a little payback was given. Like this character may have some John Huston-like quality to it.
Did you watch that? Because that was a miniseries, right? Martian Chronicles?
Yes. Yes. As good as could be expected at the
I remember thinking it was pretty decent, but I just don't.
Yeah. The Martian Chronicles is maybe my second favorite Ray Bradbury book. So many good stories in it. Not really intended to be a real story. He took every story he had that had Martians in it and put it together in a book. And there's a little bit of continuity that maybe was put in after the fact. But it's great. It's great. The miniseries was fine for its time. I would love to see them do a better updated version.
And Sound of Thunder is that classic story where the butterfly effect.
Right. So that's a story that actually spawned a kind of a concept, but the movie is absolutely wretched. Just great Ben Kingsley, just a good cast and everything. You got a good cast. You're basing on a great story. The only one worse. Oh, look at the little kitty. The only one worse is they took Isaac Asimov's Nightfall and made it into a movie. And wow. Short stories don't always make great movies.
That's true. Most of the time they don't. Most of the time they work best as a short story, and anything else that is making it longer is just stretching it out.
Yeah.
Like they add stuff that doesn't need to be there. Unfortunately.
Right. The Screaming Woman was a TV movie that we'll have to do sometime. I don't know if it's 70s or 80s, but a woman who spent some time in a nervous home.
A nervous home?
A nervous hospital.
Yeah. She comes back and she hears a woman screaming in the night and nobody believes her. And she's pretty sure. Yeah. So it was one of those series of movies from the 70s and 80s that are basically listen to your damn wife when she's telling you that there's something bad going on in the neighborhood, because she's right. Stop gaslighting her.
She's not hysterical. Yeah.
But nobody believes them until the very end. And sometimes it's too late. And of course, it came from outer space.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Ray is, I've got a bunch of stuff later, like in I don't remember the exact years. I'm going to say after 2000, he did several mysteries that were sort of a hard-boiled type that I enjoyed.
I could see those being good.
All righty.
So great stuff, but I got to say his good stories to successful movie adaptation ratio is not a great one.
Right.
That's not his fault.
All right. Jason Robards.
Yeah.
Who we've done on 70s for A Boy and His Dog.
Mm-hmm. And we haven't done Rooters in the Rue Morgue yet.
He was 60 when this was filmed.
Oh, he was very old. Okay. That's not, you know what I mean? I thought.
He looks older than 60.
Oh, no. Okay. I mean, Al Pacino's 80 and he has a kid, a baby. So, men can have children forever. Sure. That
doesn't mean they should.
No, exactly. Yeah, it doesn't mean they should. Yep.
And this was supposed to be, wasn't it supposed to be, God, this name just flew out of my brain in the Jason Robards role.
There was several other people.
Kirk Douglas. That's who I was trying to think of.
Well, and that's what this Brenna Productions, I think, is Kirk Douglas.
Okay.
And he bought it like around 1970, it sounded like. I think he met Bradbury at a bookstore or something. I can't remember what the story was, but yeah.
I don't think,
and then they lost control of it. But then his son came back in and was the producer again. So, but Kirk Douglas
I don't think Douglas would have been a good pick. I like Douglas as an actor. I think he would be. He seems to me too strong.
He came off a little intense, I think.
Yeah, like
Jason Robart does have a softness.
Yeah, and he can portray. He seems weak for a lot of the movie. You know, he gains strength as it goes on.
Right.
But it's, you know, I'd feel more scared for Mr. Dark than I would for Kirk Douglas if the two of them were facing off. I mean, sometimes that works. A lot of people criticize The Shining because they're like, you know, the guy's supposed to start out sane and go crazy, and you know, Jack Nicholson is crazy from the get-go. So, you know.
Yeah, I just watched that. I remember thinking that. I'm like, you're like 25 minutes into the movie, and he's stark raving mad.
Yeah.
He's already sitting in the back looking up, giving him the eyeballs and typing up, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy.
Great actor. He didn't do a lot of genre stuff, but, you know.
What I remember him from is Once Upon a Time in the West, which I thought was a great role.
Oh, wait, what role did he play?
He played the guy that I don't know if he's one of Henry Fonda's men. It was Frank. His Jason Robards is Cheyenne. He comes into the ranch where Claudia Cardinelli was supposed to be coming to meet her new husband, a mail order bride, but Frank's men had just killed the whole family.
Right.
And then she shows up. Somebody takes her out picks her up at the train and takes her out. And there's nobody there to go to. And then for some reason, I forget why Jason Robards rides in, but he rides in and I'm trying to remember where he fits in, but he's great. He's great while he's doing it.
Great movie. Great movie.
It is a great movie. One of the best opening scenes ever.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, Murders in Rue Morgan. Well, he won 2 Oscars. Right in a row, too.
He's a good actor. He has a theatrical quality. I feel like, and I'm just guessing here because I don't know, but I feel like he's someone who probably did a lot of theater.
I seem to remember a televised version of The Iceman Cometh that he starred in. I don't know if that's true or not. If I look it up, I don't want to find out I was wrong, so I'm not going to look it up. Anyway, he's good in here, and he does that great job of being that. He tries to act normal and be a friend, but then these little things come up that remind him, and the way that his son worries about him. So Jonathan Pryce.
Yeah, this guy, he's awfully good and so much such range, and he's probably most famous now. That I have a picture there from Game of Thrones, where he plays.
Oh, he's in Game of Thrones.
He's the High Septon. He's the religious.
Oh my gosh! Of course he is. Wow,
such a great portrayal in that. I mean,
he's in Stigmata. He's one of the priests.
I think I haven't seen that.
Brazil,
of course, is the lead in Brazil. So that's a lot of range there. This guy is good. And, you know, you said Christopher Lee was considered for the role. See, I would have the same problem there that I might have with Kirk Douglas. Now, Kirk Douglas versus Christopher Lee, that would work. Yeah, I can see that working.
Because they're both stronger.
Christopher Lee comes walking into town. You run for the frickin' hills. You put your house up for rent or just leave and everything. This guy doesn't seem that threatening physically until, you know, he's young. He's, you know, just.
I'll be honest with you, though. I know Christopher Lee was a massive dude as far as his height, but that didn't show on camera to me. To me, his strength came from his intensity.
Yeah.
Like that dude just. Everything he said, he just seemed like he meant it. Like there's some up there, you know, I think it's really a presence. Because you're right, this guy seems soft, a little soft.
Yeah, he doesn't
Jason
seem like a
better.
threat until he starts, you know, doing his
And I honestly, at points I wondered, is he really as bad as he seems? Or because I mean, what was going on with him and Nightshade? He seemed like he really liked that kid, right? Like, what was the deal with that? Like why were they such buddies? Like he's like, oh, Nightshade
I think
and
there's
dark,
some. I think there's some.
Nightshade.
I think there's some stuff lost from the book because I think
Yeah.
it was a little more about the dad's background.
See, that's what I'm wondering
About
because the
Jim
dad
Nightshade.
saved the boy too. Remember? Like
Right.
he said he said his dad,
Saved Will.
he's like, yeah, he
Right.
did what I couldn't and stuff like so I feel like there's something that didn't translate properly
Yeah,
there.
I
And
agree.
Nightshade, I mean, what a name. I mean, it's fantastic, obviously. But it does feel a little wild, like a little
So I
like
don't.
maybe
I
they
guess
had
I didn't feel that he was soft because he gets
Well,
pretty hardcore about halfway through.
I always thought he was the devil, and the devil's
Yeah.
never portrayed as some big muscle bound
True.
Mhm.
guy. He's always some slim guy with a neat suit and hat, and
And
Like Al Pacino and the Devil's Advocate.
yeah.
well, there's some neat stuff here because we don't know what the connection is there with Pam Grier. What is
The
Pam
Dust.
Grier?
What was her name? Dust Queen.
Dust
or
Witch?
something?
Dust
Dust
Witch,
Witch.
I
Right. I have to assume she was. Someone,
that was part of the Autumn people. That's right.
Oh,
Yeah, the Autumn. Yeah.
I assume that she was someone that he tempted. Who knows? Maybe she was homely and she wished for beauty, and you're beautiful, but you're the Dust Witch. But she was great.
Yeah, he
She
says.
was, yeah.
Was she also in one of the Howlings?
Pam Grier.
Could have been.
I don't.
There aren't
think
really
so.
any Howling movies after the first one.
I
so.
don't
Yeah.
remember, but
She was in some low budget exploitation stuff early in her career, some Philippine things, Twilight People. She was in some stuff, but I don't remember a werewolf movie with her.
Yeah, Charles.
Sybil
Jason-
Danning was in one.
That she
Yeah.
was.
Jason Robards says to Mr. Dark, Charles Halloway says to Mr. Dark, I know who you are. You are the Autumn people. He found this out by reading his father's diary, I think. Where do you come from? The dust. Where do you go to? The grave. Yes, we are the hungry ones. Your torments call us like dogs in the night, and we do feed and feed well. And Holloway says to stuff yourselves on other people's nightmares. And Dark replies, and butter our plain bread with delicious pain. He's there to sap, anyway.
He's the devil.
Yeah, he's a nasty character, but he seems to be. Help me out about the ending. How did he get defeated?
Oh yeah. How did he get defeated? And so what
they were
happened?
happy.
Oh, they were happy.
See that?
But
didn't-
lightning
yeah.
hit too.
Yeah, there's always lightning. Oh, listen, when the movie basically opens with a guy
Yeah.
selling lightning rods, you'd have to be pretty feeble-minded not to realize that it's going to end with some lightning.
Well, I wanted
hell?
some of those lightning rods too.
Oh yeah, they
I
were
don't.
cool.
Yeah, that'd be neat.
I'd just be afraid to be walking down the street holding one.
Not Royal Dano.
No.
He's
Armful of them. He had an armful.
So he's also has an Oscar nomination for The Two Popes.
Mm-hmm.
Just 4 or 5 years ago.
I mean, he's a guy who did some good stuff when he was young, and he reached that age where a lot of actors would be retiring, and he's like, hell no, there's some really good roles for some old guys who can act. The Two Popes was perfect, and The High Septim, he's absolutely wonderful. I mean, that's a show that has, say what you will about Game of Thrones, some of the best characters, and at least in the
Oh, I
early
love
seasons,
Game of Thrones.
some of the sharpest writing ever. It's not easy, High Septim doesn't show up until 4 or 5 seasons in, but he comes in there and steals the show. He's like the only person who goes one-on-one with Diana Rigg's character and wins. It was a great character. Good stuff.
Yeah.
And then let's see here.
I think it's about time for my time to go back and watch the whole show again. Well, it's just every couple of years, my wife and I was like, let's binge Game of Thrones again, and we've got a couple months of entertainment there.
I've done that with Wired. I haven't done it yet with Game of Thrones.
I need to do it with Wired because I know Wired's a great show.
Oh my God, that's so good. The acting is just yeah.
Acting, the writing. We're really living in the golden age of television. Movies are going to hell in a handbasket, but there's some great TV, great episodic TV out there.
All right, then we have, well, of course, Pam Grier.
Mm-hmm.
Man, was she gorgeous in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah,
she is gorgeous, but they really did a good job.
I wish they'd not covered her face as much, like with all the different things. And it's like, dang. Come on.
And she became a, Quentin Tarantino.
Oh, yeah. Because from watching stuff like Scream, Blackula Scream, and the Twilight People.
Well, Coffee and Foxy Brown. And
Foxy Brown, yeah.
She's
one of the best things. And
Wow.
she's, unfortunately, Ghosts of Mars ain't good. But, Mars, she's great in Mars Attacks.
Oh, she was in that. How did I miss that? I watched that TV series and I missed her. She was in Them. That I think it's that Prime TV series about.
Oh.
She was in a comedy. And I cannot think of the name of it.
She was in Escape from LA.
Yep. She's worked with Carpenter. She's worked with Tim Burton, Quentin Tarantino.
She played the grandmother for a couple episodes on This Is Us. I think this is it. Bless This Mess. That was it. Starred Lake Bell and Dak Shepard. And
never heard of it.
A couple from New York that moved to Nebraska take over the family farm, and then Pam Grier was a local.
Dun, 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 dun.
Kind of modern version of that.
Yeah.
We will Green Acres will be mentioned again here. So what movies? You got Mars Attack, Twilight People,
Ghosts of Mars, and Scream, Blackula Scream. Started in the grindhouse and worked her way up.
She's really good at this, but she's like his evil foil or something.
Mm-hmm.
He'll just say, he just kind of wave his hand, and then she goes over and she gets what was his name, Cressetti, and then she gets Mr. Tetley on the Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
And then anyway,
and the spiders.
The spiders. All right. She's excellent. Diane Ladd, who's a hell of an actress, but is very little to do in this.
Yeah, I thought there'd be more. Yeah.
She's Jim Nightshade's mom. She's nominated for 3 Oscars.
Yeah.
Married to Bruce Dern. Or was married, yeah. Their daughter was in, what's the girl from Jurassic? Laura Dern, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Spouses. Bruce Dern. Divorced. Oh, a long time ago. Got divorced in 1969.
Oh.
Children. Laura Dern.
Yep.
All righty. She's, she has a couple of nice scenes where she's, it's weird. It's like she's looking, what is it, Crystal? She's like looking for love or companionship.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of dumps on her kid, but yet when he really needs something, then she's over there talking to him.
Well, I think she's a good mom, but she's lonely.
Yeah.
I mean, and I don't blame her. I mean, do we know what happened to the dad, really?
He just disappeared. I think
like he took off.
Right.
So, cigarettes and never came back.
So that's like even worse. So that had to lower her self-esteem. Okay. And so she's like, I mean, just like anyone else, like no one wants to be alone. And your child is not going to be the one.
Me, I want to be alone.
Yeah.
but your child is not going to be the one to give you the same sort of. They can't feel that void, you
course
know,
not.
as a partner would. And she seems like, I mean, the moment that she thought her husband might be back, look, she goes and waits for him. She's like, but they
Yep.
said, like, she's kind of
Yeah.
a sad
She has
character.
a carny whisper in her
Mhm.
ear
Mm-hmm.
that her husband wants to meet her. At such
She
a
wants to
time.
believe it so bad. Like,
Well, he
so
could
sad.
have joined the carnival and
Yeah,
disappeared.
if you can't trust a carny, who can you trust?
See,
I'm
that's
glad.
why I think I'd love to know more of the story.
Yeah.
Like, what
I feel like
what's
there was
happening
more,
here?
and it just got cut out.
Yeah, Carnosaur, huh? An
Yeah,
embryo?
well,
I have
they
not
can't all
seen
be winners. I've seen Embryo. It's
From embryo to woman in 4.5 weeks.
great cast, but odd little movie.
Well, then we got the two boys, and I forget where I read this,
Hmm.
but they were originally tried out for the opposite parts.
Hmm.
Yes, and I read that the kid who ended up being the golden-haired one had dark hair, and the kid
Yep.
who ended up with dark hair had light hair, and they
Yeah.
had to dye it.
Colored their hair, yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
welcome to Hollywood, guys. It makes no sense at all.
Meanwhile, Royal Dano shows up to work just as he's dressed there.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
Those were the days when a guy dressed like that could command an audience on a street corner.
Right.
Selling lightning rods.
Could be seen talking to kids, and people didn't run for
People
their
didn't
shotguns.
freak out. Well, and that's what it, that's why it kind of reminds me of that whole kid thing, because when I was a kid, it's like the neighborhoods were all safe,
Yeah.
you just, and I think we've talked about this before, but you just went, I'm going outside. Okay. Be back for supper. They didn't know where I went. I went to this kid's house. I went to that kid's house. I went over to school to play, or the playground, whatever.
When we got thirsty, there was always a garden hose somewhere we could drink that metallic water.
People knew who their neighbors were.
Yeah.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
People have
True.
no idea what it was like. And and of course, every generation looks back, oh, it was the perfect time, even if it was the
Oh, no,
Depression.
there's bad stuff there.
There was bad stuff too. But yeah, I look at the kids today and I'm like, you poor things. But of course, if I'd had video games like they have, I never would have left my room.
Right. Right. Well, I read a lot of books. Too.
But that was for rainy
The
days.
neighborhood, we were always outside playing basketball in somebody's
Right.
yard, or playing, or
You had to have
driveway, or
something.
playing basketball in somebody's backyard, or football, in somebody's backyard. Baseball up at the school ground. We played work up all the time. We were always anyway. And we knew which mom was going to give you the good stuff, the good snacks when you went over there.
Oh yeah.
We went over to the one kid's house. His mom would throw us a whole bag of potato chips and 16-ounce bottles of Pepsi and shit.
You may not have even liked that kid, but you liked his mom. And
I didn't get any Pepsi at home. We didn't have pop at home when I was a kid. We don't have it now, as a matter of fact. Anyway, I think they did okay. But they're not.
I don't think the movie had a lot for them to do. And
No, it
some of
doesn't
the
really
stuff-
feature their.
Some of the stuff, like, okay, so like the one scene I really don't like is the spider attack. And it's not unlike my wife. I don't have arachnophobia. It went on for too long. There's only so long you can watch two kids screaming with what seemed to be real tarantulas on them and everything. It just went on. It was interminable. And then you find out that was one of those scenes that the studio
added
to them, and yeah.
And it looked to me like their voices were dubbed anyway.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
and they were older there, because that was shot like over a year after that. And at that time in your life, you can grow a lot in a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, and and the thing they took out, there was something about, Bill, do you know
Giant
more about
hand.
it? There was something about a giant hand that came and grabbed them out
Yeah,
of their house.
and they said it doesn't look real. And they keep saying, oh, they cut out this amazing, expensive special effects sequence because it didn't look real. It's like it's a fantasy. And frankly, the effects that are in there don't look particularly real either.
You know why it doesn't look real? Because there's no such thing as giant hands.
Yeah. So
well, and then the green fog or whatever that was that comes
Mhm.
and surrounds the house. And
Yeah, none of
was
that looked
was that
real.
Pam?
It looked very
I don't know who that
cartoony. I
was.
think it
Yeah.
was, and as long as the hand looked more real than the hand in Attack of the 50-Foot Woman, and I'm pretty sure it did, that would have been fine.
That one
But
was
these,
knocking trash cans over and cameras
you
on the
hear
set and everything.
you hear so many of these stories that these suits,
Or the
these
hand in.
Hollywood folks, they feel like they've got to come in and justify their existence.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
So they
I
make
agree.
suggestions, and I've heard Patton Oswalt has a whole comedy routine about that, and they'll just come back. It's like, shouldn't he be wearing a hat? And you're like, what are you talking about? But they've got to add something.
Just to make a change.
Just to change to make a change. Because seriously, if they
Yeah.
come back to their boss and say, "Nah, I don't see any reason why we should change a thing. It's perfect," he'd be like, "Why am I paying you 6 figures?"
Well, I think they
Just
kept
tell
the
me everything's
names the
fine.
same. I think they kept, but a lot of movies based on books, they change the names, and I can never figure out.
Yeah.
If you consolidated characters, okay, but if they're the character that's in the book, why did you change the name? I don't.
Yeah. Now they probably were a little bit better behaved in that aspect, because the last thing you want in a movie like this would be to have Ray Bradbury go on the Merv Griffin show and tell everyone how they screwed up his screenplay, and he disavows this movie. That would be even bigger kiss of death than it was already.
Anyway, well, he didn't like it at the time. He
No.
seems to have mellowed a little bit with that one comment.
Maybe he
Okay.
saw a Sound of Thunder and realized how bad it could have been.
And
crystal
Royal
ball.
Bano. God, I love that guy.
Well, this guy's been in a lot of
He
stuff.
is. He
stuff
is.
we've done.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Killer Clowns. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Even the obscure Moon of the Wolf. We did Moon of the Wolf.
Messiah of Evil. I remember that too.
We'll have to do Face of Fire someday.
I heard of that.
And of course, Seven Faces of Dr. Lowe. That was one of my holy grails growing up as a kid. Finally, they showed it on some ridiculous hour of the morning, and I set the alarm clock. We didn't have VCRs back then, kids. Got up and watched it, and I both loved it and was a little disappointed by it. But now it's one of my favorites.
Well, and when they did have VCRs, and then you'd have to set the timing to record if they changed the schedule at all.
Oh, yeah, and they would too.
They would change the
Baseball game. Oh yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. That
This is
happens a lot.
before they had like TiVo and before before everything was
but
connected.
changing a schedule, like you have a
Mhm.
schedule.
Well, so this is supposed to be on at 8:00,
Right.
and something there's like where we live, it'd be a storm, and they'd preempt it with all the stuff about the storm, all the weather reports. But I'm thinking more like sports. There's a
Sports would
famous.
do it. Yeah.
There's a very famous
the Heidi
story.
game. Yes.
Crystal, from the
Oh, this is Crystal. Listen to this. You're
from like
loving it.
I'm listening.
1969, was that?
Mhm.
But it was the Super Bowl.
Hmm.
And the Super Bowl was coming right down to the end, and it had some super dynamic finish. And like somebody scored like 2 touchdowns in the last few minutes or something, and they cut the end of the game off to switch to Heidi on time.
Yeah. And there was almost a second American Revolution that day.
There was.
Well,
I should
that's
look that up.
crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, like that makes total
It may
sense.
not even have been. You know what? I don't think it was a Super Bowl game, but I think maybe it was.
But it was a
playoff
major. It
game.
was a major.
It was a major
game.
game.
And
yeah.
one side was winning by so much, they were like, there is no way that the other side is going to score 2 touchdowns. Let's go to Heidi. Because Heidi was a big deal. They would show it like
Mhm.
once a year. It was like the Wizard of Oz. They would show it once a year, and for whatever reason, we all had to sit around with Jiffy Pop popcorn. And
So
watch Heidi.
this is how famous it is, Crystal. There's actually a heading in Wikipedia called the Heidi game.
Well, I mean, that's bad. Like, I don't even
Yeah.
like sports or watch sports, but I would assume that they would let the game go as long as
So-
possible and then resume regular programming. Like wherever the movie should be, that's where they start it. When
was-
the game is done. It's weird.
It was between the Jets and the Raiders, New York Jets and the Oakland Raiders. And what is this? 34 points were scored in the last quarter between the two teams.
Wow.
They suddenly woke up and remembered how to play the game.
I don't know. Eastern half of the country it got cut off. 2 Oakland touchdowns were cut off in the eastern half of the country, and they won the game 43-32. So
some locker room pep talk.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just it's amazing how
that's a
stuff
classic.
gets into the
And they basically promised never to do it again, and they never have, as far as I know.
So what did he do in Moon of the Wolf? I'm trying to.
Royal Dano?
Did we do that?
Yeah.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's the,
TV,
one with
the TV movie.
Is that the one with Jansen?
No, Dillman.
Bradford Dillman. But I think Richard Jansen was the cop.
Yeah, he was the cop.
David Jansen. Jesus, I get mixed up with the man in The Fugitive, wasn't he?
Right, David Jansen,
Yeah,
Barbara Rush.
Yeah, we did do that, but I didn't remember him. I suppose he was one of the locals because they had some kind of country
bumpkin.
Locals. Anyway, excellent. And then, I'm glad you did this, Bill, but Angelo Rossetti.
Yeah.
Rosito. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Angelo Rosito.
Wow.
Yeah. A little
Some
person.
freaks, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was Master Blaster.
He was Master Blaster. He was great. And so many movies. He was in so many movies. It's like we could have just kept on going. And everything from good, bad, and ugly.
Oh, yeah.
Al Adamson's Brain of Blood and Dracula versus Frankenstein.
Oh, Dementia too. That's
And then Spooks Run Wild, the Bowery Boys with Bill Lugosi. Boy, I
assume in Invasion of the Saucer Men, he played one of the aliens.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. I don't think he was one of the hot rodders.
No.
Yeah, and pretty much all he did here was go.
Yeah.
That's true.
But he said you can tell it's him. He has a kind of a distinctive voice.
He does. I loved him in Beyond Thunderdome. He was, to me, the best part of the
I did too.
movie.
I gotta watch that again.
And finally a chance to actually, because a lot of times he just plays like the little assistant or a small role.
Right.
Just it's nice to see him actually get to.
Well, you ran into. I'll bet you ran into the same problem I did because he's in the movie without makeup. But good luck finding a picture. This is another movie where I think a Disney movie, that's out on Blu-ray at some point in history. And can you find a decent picture of this movie? Oh my God!
Nope.
Half the ones in IMDb are black and white. Still publicities, and anyway, it's very hard to find pictures. So I actually I got a couple of character actors I needed to bring up. So Mrs. Foley, the teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Did anybody recognize her?
Yes.
She does look familiar. Yeah.
Green Acres.
Oh.
Oh, that's right.
Oh yeah. Okay.
She played Ralph of the Monroe Brother hand.
Yeah. She has a very distinctive face.
Sid Melton. She's done a lot of stuff. I should have cut it, but that's the one where she's going to be the most well known. And when you go to her bio, every picture in her bio is Green Acres. Mm-hmm. So she got a kick out of that. And then the other two that I could not find pictures of them in the movie were Jack Dodson, Howard Sprague, and Andy Griffith.
Andy.
He was also in the original The Getaway with Steve McQueen. He was the husband of, wasn't he Sally Struthers' husband who ends up going with the bad guy who steals her car? You guys don't even know what I'm talking about, do you? The Getaway. God, that's a fantastic movie with Ali McGraw and Steve McQueen.
Oh, Ali McGraw and Steve McQueen.
Oh, yes. I've heard of that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So Howard, there's he was involved in a bank robbery and he gets out of jail, and Jack Dodson and his wife, who's played by Sally Struthers, are just driving down the road, and this one member of the holdup crew kidnaps him, basically. And then Sally Struthers starts to have fun with the robber, with the bad guy. And I think Jack actually kills himself in a motel room or something. The guy in the bottom.
It's a family movie.
Yeah, it was. No, The Getaway is a very violent flick, from a Jim Thompson novel. I forget who directed it, but anyway, the guy in the bottom is James Stacy. He was was he Ed the bartender or Ed the barman that was missing a leg and an arm?
Oh yeah, the baseball dude.
Football sports guy. Yeah. They toss the football back and forth, but he's always and he was one of the Lancer boys in the TV show Lancer at the end of the late 60s. So that's a shot of him there. It was a few years later where he was in a motorcycle accident and lost an arm and a leg. He has some other sort of ne'er-do-well things in his history. So
I was reading his biography. That took a dark.
Well, it was weird. I recognized him right away, but I could not think of where I knew him from, and I still don't really, because I didn't watch Lancer. I would have swore he was in some movie I watched. I was thinking Cat Ballou, but he wasn't. So I don't know where I knew him from. And that's that. What else? Anything else we want to talk about here in terms of?
So we mentioned
really nice looking. Sorry, go ahead.
I was the cut scene and it's such a big scene when the circus comes into town.
Yeah,
and they apparently had, this is very early on, worked out some kind of computer generate to show this circus happening, rising. And I think the only thing that maybe remains was that one beautiful shot of like the statue of the angel with the light coming out of it.
Yeah.
And if that's the quality that they had, they should have left it in, but they cut it out the last minute. And again, they're like, well, that doesn't look real. It's a fantasy. The devil is making a carnival appear. How realistic is that supposed to look?
I mean, they could have done a total cartoon and had it sort of slowly fade into reality, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Do a cartoon. You're Disney, for God's sakes. You probably know a few cartoonists.
Bill, wasn't it I thought I read that it was like the steam from the smoke from the steam engine and the train coming in was what all kind of swirled around and started to become the carnival.
Yeah, and the trees changed. The way it's described is really cool.
Yeah, it sounds great.
Very, very poetic and very Ray Bradbury. And it's just, I don't know. And of course, this footage has completely disappeared, so you can't even find it. But just finding the movie has been difficult, much less the edited scenes. I mean, they're probably buried in the Marianas Trench somewhere.
Yeah, there are parts of it that look, especially if somebody's looking at it now, today, and looking at some of those weirdly colored skyscapes and stuff like that. But to me, that kind of was of the time as well. I mean, Ghostbusters used similar, things in there, special effects and stuff like that. Visual effects were not what they were today. So you're looking at them now. They don't look real. They look cheesy. They look whatever. But that lends toward the theme of the movie, I guess. This, like Bill said, a fantasy movie. So that's kind of how I was looking at it, or I've always looked at it.
Well, and I didn't, Crystal. I thought you said it had like a sad ending, but I thought it was a happy ending.
Well, no, I said everyone wound up being happy because they were happy with the way that they were, that they happy with their lives. They were happy that, like, Jason Robar is like a lot more jovial and like, oh yay, because he was happy he was alive.
Yeah, so the guy that's got the smoke shop, he's like hot into money, and he gets turned into the cigar store Indian.
Yeah,
that sits in front of his place of business and is walking in the parade with the carnival. Crosetti, who seems to be over-enthused about the women that visited his barber shop and how they smelled, becomes the bearded lady, I think.
Yeah.
And who is and then the barman, who's an ex-athlete who's got one leg and one arm missing. He becomes, a youngster with a full body again.
Oh,
but he's wearing the exact same clothes.
And
He's
I guess
got
he stays
pants
that
with
way.
suspenders hanging on. Seems like it. He throws a football to Mr.
Yes,
Holloway.
and that's
that
when
kind of
he's
tells
like,
you
"What's going on?"
who
Yeah,
he
because
is.
he
Yeah, what's going on around here,
understood it.
boys?
Yeah.
And the teacher becomes young again.
And
Yeah, the
why do they
teacher
have to be
becomes
so
young but
weird when
blind.
they get young? Like what happened? Like why is he like why
Who?
are they
Oh, the
so
kid?
miserable?
Yeah,
Why
I
are they
don't
so
know.
Devil
miserable
child.
when they become
Yeah.
it's very weird. Okay.
He made the deal, and now that he's there, he's not all that certain it was a good deal, I guess. All
I
right.
guess the whole thing's so weird. Mm-hmm.
The guy that did all the reshoots was God dang, what was his name? But he was a special effects guy. Tell me I can find his name now. Gosh darn it.
Oh yeah, never mind.
Lee Dyer.
Oh, yeah.
Lee Dyer.
Lee Dyer.
They ended up using up, well, that's really not all that much space. They used up 2 acres of Disney's Golden Oak Ranch backlot for the carnival, Mr. Dark's Pandemonium Carnival. All right. Anything else?
That's it for me.
Well, it's
I think we've said everything.
I'm glad we finally got to do this.
it is a good movie for like if you want to get your kids into horror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, have them watch something like
I
this
think it's
first.
a good
you know.
kids movie. Also, almost forgot, Stan Winston. His team worked on the change that Mr. Dark goes through at the end when he's
Oh yeah.
hit by the lightning.
Mm-hmm.
Uncredited. Special makeup effects at the end of the movie. According to the book, The Winston Effect, he and his team's main creation was the puppet and makeup effects for Mr. Dark aging to death at the end of the film. Most of the effects and the gruesome puppet had to be cut from the film for being too realistically grotesque and frightening. It's not realistic enough. It's too realistic. What are we going to do?
I thought it was a pretty creepy looking.
I thought it was pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, it looked really good.
I think the movie was quality. Like everything about the film was, even just the town, everything looked super good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I have not a single issue with the production value.
Well, that's why just something about the narration and the light through the fall leaves and the trees and the kids running through the town yelling and stuff, that just took me back. It just,
you know what it reminds me
Such a
of
setting.
too, in a way, the beginning. Now it's a completely different film, but the beginning of like Needful Things,
okay.
like where it feels so very fall before that dude comes into town.
Yeah, you're right.
I love that. I like that feeling too. It's really like spooky, you know, but yeah, fall's the best time. It's awesome.
Yep.
All right. Well,
We're dying.
we have some feedback.
Feedback.
Okay.
We
Okay.
got feedback.
Okay.
All right.
Wait, that means I gotta pull this up.
So it's interesting. All right. The first one, Chad, you want to go first?
Okay.
Wolfen, episode 294.
Ed Limey says, I think he lies about the fire because he just wanted the siren to make the wolves howl so he could find them. Nice review. I agree it needs a release with missing footage and interviews.
Oh, that would be
Excellent.
nice. Yeah.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting idea. So I have to check that out. He lies about the fire because he wanted the siren to make. Okay. All right. At episode 2, thank you, Mr. Limey. Is he from England, or is he maybe his last name is something that he's just called Limey? I don't know. 296.
Is he from England?
I like the mystery.
Yeah.
Just keep the mystery.
Me too. Mm-hmm.
Just like I'm sure there are. Well, never mind. Poltergeist 2 from Abermelin the Modge. Now, before we get into this, I was trying to look this up. So I actually did search this and found out there was a character named Abramelin the Modge.
Oh.
Should I still pronounce mage?
Maybe it's mage. I don't care. The
Yeah,
secret magic of Abramelin the Mage.
Oh, neat.
Sacred magic. I'm sorry, sacred magic.
Yeah, mage. Yeah, definitely mage.
But it's spelled differently.
Yeah, it's A-B-R-A instead of A-B-E-R. But
the two of them probably get mixed up all the time. Oh yeah, I can't tell you how many times people have thought I was Abra.
But anyway,
I'm Abe. He's Aber.
this mage makes a comment on Poltergeist 2. Bill.
Great reviews as always. Well, that was easy. Thank you.
I should have done it that way. I should have went around. Okay, we'll double back to Bill here, or maybe we'll. But Crystal, Manny Lamont on Poltergeist 2.
I confused Julian Beck with Ian McDiarmid. Did I pronounce that right? I hope. Diarmid.
McDiarmid.
When I first.
Oh, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay, cool. When I first saw The Return of the Jedi,
I mean, that's what it looks
fair
like.
And yeah, fair enough.
He plays
on
the
Lecter.
Emperor in the Star Wars stuff. Sorry.
Okay, no, that's okay. Okay, yeah, fair enough on Lecter. Hopkins' portrayal just seems over the top and grandiose. I agree. It's the banal and mundane that is overlooked and won't immediately raise an alarm. Please review Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. It basically makes a case for the Brian Cox version of Hannibal Lecter. I like Hopkins as an actor and a person, though. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll do the review right here, right now. Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer is disturbing and it sucks.
Well, Chad,
even though I love Michael Rooker.
Just for that, you get to read. Mm-hmm. We have one from Jerry Chandler on Poltergeist 2.
Yay.
Okay.
Back to Chad.
Jerry.
But he's as brief as Abermelin the Mage.
Yeah. I'd rather read that name 50 times in a row. Poltergeist 2 is, anyhow. Yes, do Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer.
Oh, wow.
Okay, yeah, good. Yeah.
Great. Now I can almost feel bad about ribbing Crystal about the whole Hopkins Cox thing. Almost.
Oh, sorry, I couldn't. Knew it. Wait a second.
Crystal, if it helps you to stop thinking about it as much, try framing it like this. We all view such things through the prism of the framework of who we are. We all have different triggers. I have friends who go into hysterics and nearly have heart attacks at the sight of spiders and snakes. That would be Tom Gore. Then I have friends who own tarantulas and snakes and let them crawl and slither all over them.
Strangely, also Tom Gore.
Yeah. For you, a different set of triggers means Cox didn't trigger fear as much as it did loathing.
Yes, that is true. That's what happened. It made me. Yes, that is true.
Let's not give
because
him a
it's
big
not
head.
that.
Words of wisdom from Jerry.
But that was true. Like I didn't realize how much he just.
As for me, Jerry, that's what I love about the horror community. Well, the sane part of it, horror, more so than some other genres, is this amazing thing where we see so much of the really good horror through the lenses of our own lives and experiences. And when we can talk about it, it makes it better for all of us.
I don't like your tone, Chad, okay?
Well, that's how it's reading like an ABC after school special. So I'm like Chachi at the end going.
He's explaining.
It's so much better.
I think it's a good explanation of the argument or the discussion. I shouldn't say argument. Debate.
We may not agree on everything about a particular story, but it enriches all of our understandings of the material when we can see how it's viewed by others and hear different takes on the meaning and power or absence of power in the horror being discussed. Despite the ribbing, I love the fact that you had a completely different take and explained a perspective from a personal POV I never would have thought of before. Don't overthink it and don't worry about it, the strong opinions. Everyone you're on there with has strong opinions. Don't wonder why you have a different take. Embrace it and enjoy it. You all wouldn't be as much fun if you always had the same takes on everything as each other or the listeners.
This is true.
That's true. Mm-hmm.
Important thing is we all love each other. So even if, even if Chad or Crystal or Jeff say something mind-blowingly stupid,
which is unlikely.
That would be.
I usually take care of that. So.
Yeah.
No. I was about to say. I was like, oh yeah, at least once a day or more, a couple times maybe.
Yeah. So it's, I like it too. You know, I told a guy once, I said, if two of us were exactly the same, one of us would be unnecessary. And he said, I'm a twin. And then he just stared at me.
Wow.
But that doesn't mean that they're not, even though they share the same DNA, every set of twins I have known have been so different. Like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
like,
Because usually one's a serial
personality-wise.
killer and the other one isn't.
What the?
Well, that could
Except-
be.
Except that it turns out there really aren't. There were no twins, or the one twin's already dead, and the other one's already taken its place. So yeah,
One's growing out of the back of the other
They
one.
pretended to be
yeah.
twins ever since they were born.
One's in a basket. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I
thanks.
get it, yeah.
Thanks, Jerry. Thanks, Manny, Abermelon,
Mhm.
and Ed. We appreciate your comments. Keep them coming. We love our comments. The best way to stay in touch is to leave comments on the Gruesome Magazine YouTube channel, or you can send an email to feedback@gruesomemagazine.com. Yay.
Yeah.
We also, there's a Gruesome Magazine Facebook group. There's a Gruesome Magazine HNR and DOH podcast Facebook group. And by the way, I hope people are checking out on Gruesome Magazine. They're starting to do current movies again. So
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yay.
Appreciate that. Paul Cardullo and Doc.
Buckster. Yeah.
So yeah, give us comments. We love them, and we try to read all of them. That's it for this episode. But every 2 weeks, we'll be focusing on a Pacific film released between 1980 and 1989. Next up, one chosen by me.
Uh-oh.
Can we guess? Can we guess? Henry,
I have
Portrait
not-
of a Serial Killer.
Oh, we are? Okay, good. Okay.
Oh, poor
No.
Chad.
Okay, it can't be any worse than Wizard of Gore.
Oh yeah.
Or Blood-Sucking Freaks.
Well,
or anyway.
It's not a bad movie. It's just hard for me to stomach.
It is hard. It's
Yeah.
a disturbing
It is.
movie.
It is
It is
disturbing.
a disturbing movie.
Certainly
but
better
I,
made
Okay,
than
so
either of
do
those.
y'all want to know something kind of embarrassing? Last night, when we were shooting, hanging out with all these people, we were watching In Search of Darkness, and then they said, someone mentioned the movie Deliverance, and I was like, oh yeah, I've never heard that, I've never seen it or whatever. And then people were like, oh, blah 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 blah, blah, Squeal Like a Pig, and I was like, you mean Pulp Fiction? Y'all.
they
Yeah.
both. They both.
No,
Yeah.
well, it originates in Deliverance.
Sure.
Yes, they did it in Pulp Fiction, but I thought that's where it came.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, it's a safe bet if it's in a
I'm
Quentin
so
Tarantino movie. It's based on
embarrassed.
something else. Yeah.
I didn't know. I've never seen
Aw.
Deliverance. I've never, and I was like,
It's
Well,
okay.
Tarantino would be impressed that you said that.
That's right. That's
yeah,
right.
because I obviously remembered, and I'm like, oh, so this actually had like a reference.
See, if Tarantino had been there, he would
Oh
have
my
said, "Hey, come, pull up a
God,
chair.
yeah.
Let me tell you about it. Take off your shoes."
Deliverance doesn't sound like the type of movie I would watch, you
Oh,
know,
it's
because
great.
it
Oh,
seems
it's
Right.
no, it's
like
good.
sad and
It
really
is.
messed up, kind of like, you know, that.
It's not as bad even as people
No, it's
you know
No?
made it,
Okay.
made out
tastefully
to be.
done, you could say. And
Yeah.
it's got some brilliant scene, and it's one of those movies I saw on TV as a kid, again late at night, and it's got
Mhm.
a single shot that just about froze my blood. Like I'm
Oh,
watching
God,
it
what?
again. I'm alone.
Oh, in
Well,
Deliverance?
yes,
Yeah.
you probably know the shot. I mean, I was just like, oh God, now I have to go to bed.
What?
Well,
What?
Yeah.
What? That sounds interesting.
The banjo player.
Henry,
Well,
Portrait of a Serial Killer stars Michael Rooker. So
Yep.
yes.
I love Michael Rooker.
Yeah, I love it.
83 minutes, Chad. You can handle it. It's only 83 minutes long.
I don't know, man. I haven't seen it since I rented it back in the 80s, whenever it was,
Yep.
and I
haven't
never
seen
touched it again.
for quite a while.
Wow.
Took a
I'm
shower immediately
really.
afterwards.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's about when you watch it, though. Sometimes things hit
It
me
does. It
harder.
makes a difference.
Yeah.
Sure.
So that's what we're doing. We also have a Patreon group. So y'all want to sign up for Patreon for just a couple dollars a month. You'll get access to our Patreon feed and Decades of Horror. For instance, we're filming this on October 30th. If everything goes according to plan, it'll be available to Patreon members tomorrow.
Woo.
But it won't be published live until the 10th. So like 12 days from now. of November for the public. So you get them early. And we also did a full boat coverage of Kolchak the Night Stalker, an episode for each episode of Kolchak, plus one roundup at the end. And we just started doing Night Gallery.
Ooh, yep.
And
Excellent.
actually,
Busy little beavers.
I think I should remind Doc. I think he said he was going to send that out to Patreons on the 31st on Halloween.
Neat. Tomorrow. Oh,
Yeah.
oh well, not tomorrow when everyone else is watching this. Sorry, but yeah.
Anyway, excellent. We'll see how that goes. The first episode is on the pilot movie with a section by Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, good.
Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So anyway, I think that's it, guys. Thanks.
Yeah.
Chad, Crystal, Bill, thanks everybody for being flexible once again.
Oh, yes. Thank y'all.
You guys are the most flexible. See,
always.
I can't go like that. Okay.
Oh, look. Can you do this, like where you touch his
No,
hair?
I can't.
I can, but you're going to hear a loud cracking sound.
Yeah.
And then
I'm
me
very
screaming.
unflexible,
So, yeah.
actually.
All
right.
Look at you. Oh, my God. Yeah,
Thanks to Grue Believers. Thank you to Grue Believers too. Catch us again here in 2 weeks for another great horror movie of the 1980s, as only decades of horror can do it. Say good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Nice.